It's the motherfucking player haters. Oh, yeah.
Player haters.
What's up, people? Happy Monday. We're halfway there. Pretty exciting, right? I know. I'm excited. Week 11, we've now played each other one time. This is now the part of the season when everybody starts really talking shit about, well, I beat you the last time, when we played like 7-5, and I hold the what do you call that? What do we call that? I hold that against you. God, I can't. Why can't I draw? Like, what am I trying to say? Where your team beat them, like I hold the tiebreaker. That's it. I hold the tiebreaker against you. So, with that being said, let's look at week 11 because, like I said, we're halfway there. We now start back over playing each other. So, if the stupid button would work, let's back up and look back at week 1, shall we? Real quick. Just to kind of get a heads up. Maybe people can refer back to this. Week 1, 10-2 was the score for me over Mando. Shane holds a huge tiebreaker over Rally Monkeys. Benchwarmers holds a narrow one over Eric swinging and missing 6-5. Brian holds a narrow one over Nick 6-5. The Hitman holds one over Jason 6-4. And Rayford Peaches hold one over Troubleshooters 5-4. That was week 1. Because now we're in week 12. So we flipped the script. I could have gone, I guess, over all those scores, but I don't want to. But here we are, moving forward amicably. I've already given you the matchups for this week. We'll talk about that in a minute. But week 11 looked like this. Ray just decided that she wanted to allow Nick back into the top. And we'll start there. 11-1 was Nick's big margin of victory over Ray. Whenever it uploads, here we are. This was actually a lot closer than the score would suggest. He beat her by 1 home run. Speaking of which, real quick, Nick is in the great state of Florida. Had to get out of Missouri apparently for a little while. So let's welcome Nick with open arms into our great state. I won't be rude and tell you where he is because he might be at my house and maybe he just wants to be left alone. I don't know. But other than the home runs, the average and the OBP were a little bit bigger in margin. 4 stolen bases, 6 RBI, and 8 runs. And I'm very proud of myself with how fast I was able to calculate that mathematically. Pitching stats, Nick was able to beat her by 1 in quality starts, saves plus hold, but he did lose by 1. And that was the only stat that he lost was wins. So, but yeah. Ian Happ woke up for Ray this week. That's for sure. But for Nick, Teoscar Hernandez woke up for him. So, yay. Moving on. I know this is riveting. Myself and Jesus did battle, did we? And this was not easy by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah, the score was 7-5, but thankfully I was able to put up some good offensive numbers. I was tickled pink when Jordan Westberg came back and Jordan was able to put up the numbers that he put up against one Jesus, because Jesus knows that I was interested in Jordan Westberg for a long time. He went on the IL and he dropped him. So I pulled a Walker and said, mine. So about the only thing that's going good in terms of waiver wire pickups for yours truly, because holy shit balls, Shane Bieber might not ever pitch. Cole Reagans, which that wasn't a waiver wire, that's another thing. Oh my gosh, a Trey Ketel Marte. Goodness. And then Cole Reagans looks like he's probably headed towards 2026 because he might not pitch again. Which, I mean, his numbers weren't the best. He had 3 great first starts, but yeah. I believe old what's his nuts went out there and streamed on me too. Now that I think about it, I guess I forgot to look at that. Colin Ray got picked up last night, but it's all good. But yeah, this pitching staff of mine got to roll out there with what you got. I mean, I should have benched Chris Paddock. You know, he had some good stretches there, but good Lord, did he look shitty. Thankfully, Reed Garrett got me 1 win. Not that it really mattered, but I was able to beat him 7-5, and that feels good, at least moving into the second half of the season, because I hold the tiebreaker, and all signs are pointing towards Jesus being in the top 6. We'll get into that a little bit later. Jason took down Shane. Shane saying, dang it, I'll take the long road to the consolation prize. I would imagine Shane will probably be looking to trade or something. I don't know. But he's got a resurgent Marcus Semien and a newly traded Rafael Devers. That's going to look weird when he is in San Francisco. It's not going to be right. It's going to just look weird, in all honesty. So, yeah, I don't know how well he's going to do there. It's going to be interesting. But yeah, he's got a pretty good pitching staff too. But Jason's got a better one, and Jason proved it. 67 to 59 strikeouts. This was very close in the ERA. Very close in the wins, quality starts, saves plus holds. But ultimately, Jason was able to take him down in terms of hitting. Yeah, so there you go. Jason holds the tiebreaker against Shane. This is covering, obviously, week 11, and I covered week 1. So here you go. Look at that. Look back. Benchwarmers took down the Hitman. 8-4 was their score as well. Josh dominated in the batting categories, but was not able to get enough strikeouts. 2 very high ERAs for these 2 gentlemen. Over 4. But Josh says, I don't care. I just acquired Ellie De La Cruz, and that dude went stupid. So now he's got Ellie De La Cruz and Aaron Judge. And Salvador Perez and Matt Olson. You know, as the weather's going to start heating up, these dudes are going to be doing some great things. So, and, you know, Josh has a good pitching staff too. Granted, I just poo-pooed all over it. How about Grant Holmes? 15 strikeouts, and your team can't even muster more than 1 fucking run. Braves, hot trash. Hot fucking trash. Already discussed Nick and Ray's matchup. How about old Walker saying, don't forget about me? 9-3 over Scott. Scott couldn't get a stolen base, save his life. And, of course, Walker back to his elite numbers. He's got Spencer Strider looking well, and Shohei Ohtani's going to pitch a couple of innings tonight for him. So Chris is walking around with a big chubby, big hard on, big man carrying around a big dick. Just swapping in and out, batting stats here, there, and yonder. So, but yeah, there you go. Picks up Shane Baz and then says, if you want Shane Baz, he's available. Okay. And Brian took down Eric. Eric was on a good little streak there, pulling some wins together. And apparently, the little engine they couldn't no more. My God, Eric, 7.31 in the ERA. Man, you remember a couple of weeks ago when I was talking shit about your pitching staff, and I'm still talking shit about your pitching staff. So yeah, he was all like Jack Flaherty, yay! Well, look at that, and I mean the rest of it just really came from these relief pitchers that you got. So hey, Iglesias is still out there. Go pick his ass up. Not. So there you go, 9-3. Those are your scores for week 11, and now we look forward to the week 22 conversations as they approach. Be like, hey, what was our matchup again? Do I hold the tiebreaker? I keep saying all that because this is still just really feels like anybody's season. Anybody could be in the top 6 in any matter of weeks. Speaking of, let's move on to week 12. Myself and Scott will dance again. Dance once more. Scott was just recently in the top 6, I believe, and got brought down to 8th, but he's not that far out. Again, we'll discuss that in a minute. Shane looks to continue his reign of terror over Walker and to get out of the consolation. These two gentlemen will do battle once more. Bench warmers will face off against Eric. I think I said all this, right? Yeah, I've said the matchups again. But yeah, Josh is going to face off against Eric. Eric probably wants nothing to do with this matchup, but he knows that it was a margin of, I believe, 1 was the score that they faced off against each other. And if Eric has any hopes and dreams of being in the top 6 this season, he's going to want to beat Josh and get out of that run. Nick will face off against Brian again. This is our matchup of the week to watch right here because it is our only top 6 matchup of the week. So these two gentlemen have made it halfway through the season, and they look to continue in the top championship bracket. Sean will face off against Jason, and Jason's looking to continue to get back into the graces of being number 1. And Ray will look to beat down some Jesus like she did in week 1. So those are your matchups again for this week. We now come back around and we're facing everybody for the second time. So it's time to have left. Oh, I haven't even gone halfway through this bitch. Cool. What the fuck just happened? I'm on Ray's shit. Why? I don't understand what's happening. Let's see here. See what can we talk about? What haven't we talked about? Oh yeah. So Walker put out as lucky or unlucky. And I can access that pretty readily. So apparently I'm unlucky with the runs. That's nice. With an honorable mention of Nick, who's tied for 5th with 6 and 5, but he's 2nd with 372 runs. And then Jesus has been lucky. He's 1st, 8 and 3. Brian lucky with the home runs. Sorry, Brian. Stolen bases, there's no outliers, but it's amazing that fifth place Sean has almost twice as many steals as last place, me, but it almost amounts to 2 extra wins. Somewhat punting steals has basically paid off. Speaking of which, I wanna like look at something here because that seems to just be like struggle bus for me. And I know you guys are like, why do we give a shit? Well, because it's me and it's my podcast. Last year, these were the names that had stolen bases and a good amount of them. Jose Ramirez had 41. O'Neill Cruz had 22. Shohei Ohtani had 59. Josh Lowe at 25. Corbin Carroll at 35. CJ Abrams has 31 last year. And let's not forget that Ronald Acuna wasn't really available. Now, like, who are our league leaders in stolen bases? Let us look at that real quick. All players, stolen bases. Here are your league leaders right now. O'Neill Cruz with 25. Jose Caballero, which he had him last year, terrible in the batting average, but if you need steals, he's out there. Pete Crow Armstrong, 23. Bobby Witt, 21. Luis Robert, 21. That dude's got even a worse batting average. Talk about somebody that literally just, it's like he gets on base, he's probably going to steal a bat. Ellie De La Cruz and Jose Ramirez have 20. And then there's another free agent out there, Chandler Simpson. Pretty good batting average, but I guess he doesn't play every day. Victor Scott. Yeah, just, I mean, some names that Kyle Tucker, Trey Turner, we're kind of used to, Fernando Tatis, but names like Bryce Terang and Jeremy Pena. Did Jeremy have a lot last year? I don't know. And I can't look at that too. So anyways, just feels like stolen bases are kind of hard to come by. There's a lot out there on the waiver wire. If those of you just want to grab up Jose Caballero, might get you 3 or 4, win you a stat, might help you win the week. Who knows? Let's see what else. Pitchers, man, they're dropping like flies, and the ones that are still here, you wish would drop like a fly. Like I just don't even want to bother with half of them. So frustrating owning some of these players like Bubba Chandler, Logan Henderson. You know, just they're not getting called up. It's bullshit. I could really use your help, and they're probably trash anyways. But whatever. I don't really have much. I'm trying to think of what there's out there. Like, I know I ranted about something a couple of days ago, but when am I not? Right, Ray? Yeah, shut up. So let's look at our league real quick before we head out of here. We'll discuss the top 6 and the bottom 6. Nick jumped back into first place with his 11-1 victory over Ra. Josh is holding on to a 2-game back lead, 2 games back of Nick in second place. A game and a half back is Jesus. Brian is 3.5 games back from Jesus. Half a game back from Brian is Jason. And half a game back from Jason is myself and Shane. That's how close. Now into the double digits of people that are games back from Nick. That would be Mandalorians is now 12.5 games back. Rally Monkeys is just 1 game back from Mandalorians in 9th place. And 5.5 games back from Rally Monkeys is Swinging and Missing. And a game and a half back is Sean, and 2 games back from Sean is Ray Ray. Yet again, there's a lot of moves out there that you guys can start picking up. You need to adjust your team. Where are you lucky? Where are you unlucky? Where are you needing? There's some stats out there. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I haven't looked at the waiver wire since 2 weeks ago. So, yeah. Ben Brown just got picked up. Quinn Priester, Tyler Stevenson, Shelby Miller, good pickup. Because he's not going to lose that job for right now. So, anyways, all right. Sorry this isn't as riveting and exciting as last week's. I'll do better next time. Until next time, stay classy. Do we have anything to talk about? I don't think so either. Like, maybe they just needed me not to discuss anything. Happy Father's Day belated to everybody, but we already discussed that in the chat. Can't really. Yeah. All right. Have a good one. Later.
It's the motherfucker.